Welcome to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour, where every week we get together with small business owners and we uplift, we encourage, and we empower each other. Today is no different. Tonight is no different. We've got another small business owner in the building, and we're going to sit around the round table or the square table or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to have a little powwow about uplifting, encouraging, and empowering her, empowering you, empowering us. Why do we do this? We do this because the small business landscape is all about who's the biggest crab, who's the smallest crab, and who can hold each other down the longest. But not at Real Talk 100 Radio. We don't believe in holding each other down. We believe in pushing the crab out of the boat if necessary. And then we encourage that crab that we pushed out of the bucket to reach back into the bucket to pull the rest of us out. That's how we operate at Real Talk 100 Radio. We're so glad Ken Wayne is on our team. He came up with this idea. Welcome to Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. For the next hour, you're encouraged to call in. If you're watching our live feeds, you're encouraged to share the videos to your other small business owners and people you want to watch the videos with you. If you're tuned in on www.realtalk100radio.com, please encourage people to listen to you and subscribe to our website. Thank you for joining the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Ken Wayne, it's on you, baby. Boy, what's going on tonight, man?
You need a house.
Yeah, yes, sir. I sure do.
Hey, everybody out there in Radio Land. We back once again this week. We got a fantastic show lined up tonight. We got Miss TT, Miss Tiana on live. She couldn't be here live in the studio, so we decided to bring her in on screen. So, hey, Miss TT.
Hello, everyone.
Lisa is on the live feed commenting. She says, hello, Tiana.
Hi, Miss Lisa.
I will put, with each comment that comes across the screen, I will put it across the screen so everybody can see it. We're so glad to have you tonight. Did I cut you off here one?
No, we good. Let's roll.
So glad to have you tonight, Tiana. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our listening audience. Tell them what you do right now and what your plans are for the next 5 or 10 years.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Tiana, and I am currently a supervisor with Carnival Cruise. I am also starting a small business. It would be your favorite daiquiri shop, and I'm definitely looking for more resources and input on how to start my business off right.
Malcolm over about to set himself on fire.
Sure.
He's trying to blow out a candle, and he's sucking and started blowing, and the fire chasing him.
That was not fun at all. I'm glad I wasn't on camera.
Ooh, it caught his beard. Y'all, he got his Santa Claus beard in it. It caught his beard.
For the first time in a long time, I'm glad I'm not on camera.
So, let me give you a little bit of rundown about our show, Tiana. What we do here is we take small businesses, we promote them, we uplift them, we answer any questions that they may have. Even people that starting a business, any questions you may have, how to get started, we lay it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you should do, you get a chance to ask any questions. We have listeners, so if anybody's listening, they can call in, they can talk to us, or they normally just type in and tell us what they want us to know, or intervene, interact. So basically, that's what we do. We just laid this platform for small business owners, people that's trying to get up and coming. So we have a lot of people come through. If we can't get it, we can get you in touch with somebody else that can get you the answers for what you need. I know that we've been talking a little bit, and you're interested in opening a daiquiri shop. Well, Malcolm and Lisa owned a daiquiri shop until COVID, so I'm quite sure you can get some fantastic information from these two. So you know, like I say, this is what this platform is for, and this is what we do. So then when you make it, you can come give back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let me roll the microphone.
I am, yes. Yes, Tiana, to hear that someone else is offering, excuse me, to hear that someone else is attempting to open another daiquiri shop, to most people would be like, I'm not gonna tell you nothing, you know. But myself and Lisa, we stick by the ideal that I said earlier in the show, and that is, you know, we're not crabs in the bucket. You know, we would rather partner with you or collaborate with you or push you out of the proverbial bucket, not hold you back. So we don't mind sharing this information to you and whoever else is tuned in tonight on the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Ask us whatever you need. It's all about you tonight. It's all about empowering you on your next endeavor.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I didn't prepare a lot of questions. It was just more so I wanted to kind of, get information on just how I would, I guess start off. I've received my LLC. I have my EIN. I'm working on getting my DBA. But just the process. What are the steps in trying to make this a business?
What's the first step? The first step is finding you a location. Location, location, location. That's what it's all about. The second thing is to get everything. Just like, I don't know if you grew up like a tomboy, or grew up as a young lady, but tomboys know that because their dads took them with them to go buy a car. Did your dad happen to do that with you?
No, I didn't start driving until I was 21, so that didn't happen.
What happens with most kids whose dads are mechanics, they teach you how to take Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. How can I help you?
We got a call already.
Please hold. This is Lisa, everybody. This is Lisa on the phone. Please hold just a minute, okay, Lisa?
Okay.
She says she's disappointed she's not here tonight. But the thing I was trying to say is this. First thing is location. Second thing you need to do is make sure you take somebody with you to look at the place. You need a plumber. You need an electrician. You need somebody who's run a kitchen before so they can show you what you need in the kitchen, what's going to work, what's not going to work. Those are the first 2 or 3 things you need, because we learn the hard way. We learned the hard way. Let me tell you, we learned the hard way. I know I said that 3 times in a row, but we got feet put in our behinds because we didn't know what we were doing. And we did the first thing right. We got a location, but we didn't take somebody with us to look at the wiring that was there since 1974.
Okay.
We didn't look at that. We didn't think about that. The plumbing had been there forever. The ducts hadn't been cleaned in God knows how long. You need to assess all of that before you move in, so that after you pay, the first and last month rent or whatever the property owner wants, you then need to know how much you need to spend on new electricity, new wiring, new plumbing. We didn't even have a hot water heater, but we had already paid to get in the location. So if you have something on in the background, Tiana, could you turn it off for us?
I don't have anything on in the background.
Okay, maybe it's me. Okay, Lisa, go ahead and chime in. Lisa's on the phone, everybody. She's normally co-host with Kenneth Wayne. Go ahead and chime in. I just wanted to get that out of my.
Well, first and foremost, I apologize that I haven't yet. I started a new job and I have been crazy busy. I do have your information and would love to sit down with you and go over, because one thing we didn't have was us when we opened our daiquiri shop. So we did a lot of things backwards and a lot of things prematurely. We spent money we didn't have to spend. We got licenses we didn't need to have. So we're definitely all about helping other businesses get started, especially that, because so we're experts in that. We made every mistake possible. We learned, a valuable lesson.
Mm-hmm.
We could definitely sit down and meet in person, or we could do a Zoom call, and we can definitely tell you from A to B, where to start. Give you a list of things to concentrate on. We can help you get ready for the health inspection, the building inspection, the fire department inspection, because we've been through all of that. So
Thank you.
If you haven't found a location, we also have realtors that can help you with commercial real estate, and finding the perfect location. But I would definitely tell you, a drive-through is the most important thing of all.
Thank you. I really appreciate the knowledge. Thank you. And absolutely, I would love to sit down and meet with you in person.
Ken, you're in trouble for having her on, and I'm not there.
You need a house?
Anyway, I'll tune in on the live and share, and I'll see so we can schedule a time to meet.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Please share the video worldwide, whichever live feed you're on tonight. Please share. We want everybody to get some of this information. You might be trying to open your own daiquiri shop as well, and that's quite all right. There's enough money out here in the world for all of us. Some of us are going to win, some of us are going to lose, and all we can do is give all of our knowledge, all of our encouragement, in hopes that you survive. Our problem was and I use the word survive because our problem was COVID. Long story short,
Yeah.
we opened up 2 weeks. Excuse me. We opened up 2 weeks before Hidalgo shut the entire city down. And a lot of people say, you know what, y'all should have known better. They said the pandemic was going to hit, and okay, SARS hit, the bird flu hit, all of those things hit, but it didn't shut society down like this thing did. So we overlooked it, like we overlooked everything else, even HIV and AIDS. Way back when we were growing up, they didn't say, okay, the whole city shut down now. Nobody's going to the movies, nobody's going to the restaurants, nobody's going to the parties, nobody's going to the clubs. Even when HIV was going on, that didn't happen. So how are we supposed to see that ahead of time? That's what some people told us. 2 weeks ahead of time, 2 weeks before Hidalgo shut the city down. We opened the business, and everything was looking good. Promotions were going great. We were buying all of our materials and products that we were going to serve, and the products that we were going to put in the daiquiri, and we spent all kinds of money in anticipation for opening day. Opening day came, and like 3 days before grand opening day, they made it known. Curfew, nobody's to be out of the house, nobody's and me and Lisa just looked at each other like, you gotta be kidding me.
This can be happening.
We spent tens of thousands. We spent our life savings, and we had investors that gave us another lump sum to help us, with operating expenses and whatnot. And it was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare from that point on. We never had a chance. So now that COVID has subsided, I think you got a great chance. It just depends on, like Lisa and I have already said, it just depends on your location. You must have a drive-through. Drive-through hurt us too, because a lot of restaurants, a lot of daiquiri shops survived because they had a drive-through. Everybody's on here. Just get a visual of this. Everybody's on lockdown. Everybody's probably, everybody made a joke of it. Everybody's on quarantine in their pajamas and this, that, and the other. Think about it. Nobody's in their pajamas wants to get out. We had a restaurant where you can actually come sit down with your family during the day, and during the nighttime, we would turn up a Don't Stop. After 7 or 8 o'clock. So just think about it. Nobody. Okay, you got all your kids during the daytime. Nobody wants to come in. Then now it's nighttime when we're supposed to be turning up. Nobody still wants to turn up because it's COVID. It's COVID everywhere. So everybody who had a daiquiri shop at this time, people are in pajamas, and then God knows how they're looking because nobody's putting makeup on, nobody's fixing their hair, going to the nail shop. Nobody. So it's the right time to have a drive-through, and that's what saved a lot of daiquiri shops. We didn't have one. We didn't have a daiquiri shop, and we opened up during COVID. That's what killed us. So you got a great chance to make it, to make a lot of money. You just have to make sure you get. I've been missing Lisa's comment. She's over here chiming in step by step. You don't spend unnecessary money. He says drive through, like I said, location, like I said. She also said y'all need to sit down at some point.
Absolutely.
She ran the office, and I ran promotions and front of store. So you definitely need somebody who's gonna be a teammate for you to take some of that pressure off of you. Because I am not an office guy. I'm not. I can do some things, but when you go to telling me to make a spreadsheet and print this and print that, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna screw something up. So I took all of the algebras all the way up to trig, and I wrote all kind of essays in college and this, that, and other. But that accounting is a different animal.
Absolutely.
Different animal. So make sure you have somebody. I'm not sure what role you're going to play in your business, but whatever role you play, don't overwhelm yourself, because you're going to need somebody to take some pressure off of you.
Okay.
Then I think one of the things, first and foremost, is you need to sit down and devise a business plan. Know exactly where you're going, as opposed, are you just going to sell daiquiris? Are you going to do food? Are you going to do, I know you talked about a daiquiri truck, but, I don't think that would be a good idea, because daiquiri turns into consignment. And the next thing you know, you're selling daiquiris, you're selling corn dogs, you're selling Frito pies, just because you see that market in that. But once you pick your market, you have to choose it. You can't be like McDonald's, come up with a different burger every other week to try to compete with burgers. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, and me owning the cake business, that was one of the lumps that we went through. We started out as trying to please everybody. We made any kind of cake we wanted. So we was lucky enough, to have somebody to sit us down and talk to us, a guy from New York, a couple from here in Houston. And after they told us, you have to decide, what do you want to be? What is going to be your identity? Either you're going to be for everybody, or you're going to be for certain people. Mm-hmm. So what we did, and they told you, you have to decide. You're going to lose some customers along the way. You're going to lose some people, but you're going to gain what you need. And those are the lumps and the bumps that you go through, So, that's what you have to decide. You have to, am I going to stick with it? How many daiquiri flavors you going to have? What are you going to do? So, basically, I know the hard part is getting started.
Absolutely.
The hard part is getting started, trying to get lined up with financing. Because not a lot of people have $200,000 over a
And
diamond
that's
shop.
my issue right now because I think I have the business plan. I know what I want to do. I know how I want it, laid out. It's just more so the finances now at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of investors out there.
Absolutely.
Looking for new locations. So, that may be one avenue that you look at. And, you might look into private investing, all of that. It's good. You just have to figure out what direction you're going to go and start looking around for some places so start looking into your liquor license.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I do have a couple locations in mind. I do have a small menu. I do know how many daiquiris I want to, sell in the location. I was interested in putting a drive-through. So I have, again, all of that. Just more so the financing and then also my liquor license.
Okay, you brought up financing, so I'm gonna touch on that for a second because now that we're closed, we realize we went about it all wrong. We went about it just like you're doing it. As far as finances are concerned, I'm gonna hold on. Let me pay attention to the comments right quick, and I will touch on that. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole is a supporter of ours. She tunes in almost every night. She's worked with us once or twice with our staffing agency, our event staffing agency. Thank you so much, Nicole. She says, I want to manifest that y'all will open an even more grandiose restaurant, Malcolm Jackson. Thank you. Thank you. I'm making sure that everybody on the website hears what's going on also. Thank you, Nicole. Lisa says, daiquiri truck is a great idea. That was our dream. Less overhead and a headache at the same time. I'll touch on that in a second, but let me stay on track here. I want to make sure we touch on the finance part. Now that we're closed, we're realizing we went about it wrong. So the second time we open, we're going to make sure we do it right. So I'm going to give you the same knowledge that I'm giving us right now.
Okay.
Before we even consider reopening, we're going to make sure our credit is in order. Because what happens a lot of times with a lot of small businesses, it might look like they got it going on, but what they have is credit, where most people don't. Like, for instance, when we closed our doors, no problem. If our credit was in order, business and personal, we should have been able to go to Chase or Wells Fargo or Navy Federal or somebody and say, hey, our business just shut down. Hey, give us another 100,000. We're going to reopen. Here's our business plan. And that would have been that. We probably would have been able to keep the doors open or reopen immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But because our credit was not in order, we didn't have a choice but to fold and throw in the towel. So I would like to implore you to get your credit right, and the sky's the limit at that point. You don't have to worry about your necessarily, unless you want investors to help them grow their wealth by collaborating with you. If that does not matter to you, and it's all about you being a success on your own,
Mm-hmm.
get your credit in order, and the sky's the limit.
Okay. Thank you.
That way, banks. I've been doing a lot of studying, and I'm gonna get on the mountaintop right here with my studies, because I'm studying by listening to and reading a lot of what the wealthy do, and a lot of this knowledge they don't teach us.
Right.
And a lot of, I'm saying blacks, but I'm also saying in school, period.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach you how to maintain a certain status. They don't teach you how to become wealthy. They teach you how to be in debt all your life. Well, the wealthy are saying that debt is good if it's good wealth, if it's good debt. You've got good debt. What is good debt, Malcolm? Good debt is when they call it OPM. Do you know what OPM is?
Other people's money. Other people's money. Donald Trump said it best. I like spending other people's money.
Exactly. Wealthy people will tell you until they're blue in their face, don't spend your money. Use other people's money to get rich. And at first I'm going, man, that sounds like they robbing people. What are they talking about? No, they are doing the same thing that banks are doing. Do you know that banks take your money, you put your money into a bank account, into savings or whatever, personal account, savings account. Do you know that when they put your money in these accounts, all they do is, you think your money is just sitting there. No, they take your money and invest it in real estate, invest it in the stock market because they got an inside man on such and such stock. They invested in gold and silver and oil,
Mm-hmm.
20s and all of this and mutual funds they invest into things that accrue a lot of interest so that they're able to keep your money still in the bank. And they've made God knows how much money off of your investment.
Mm-hmm.
If it's your investment, you should be profiting too. So this is just a little nugget I've gotten from the last, 5-6 months of studying the wealthy. Don't use your money. Unless you have it. If you've got $600,000 in the bank and you want to allot 40 to 50,000 of your own money, fine. But don't make the mistake that we made and use your entire life savings. Everything you've worked so hard for to save up, we put it all in. Lisa's not really a gambler. I am. If I believe in something, I'll put every dime. If it's a Super Bowl, if it's whatever it is, if I believe in it, I'm gonna put every dime into what I believe in. Not Lisa, not my partner. So when we failed, I was like, oh, no problem. 2 weeks from now, everything will swing back and we'll be fine. The whole time she's looking at me crazy, like, dude, you're out of your mind. Because it didn't set in how hard COVID was hitting society. That didn't set in. That didn't set in to me because I've never seen nothing like that. Never.
Right.
I mean, like I said earlier, we were here during AIDS and HIV and and all of that stuff, and nothing ever shut down the entire world. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I said all that to say, do it. Start out smart, so you don't have to work as hard, and make sure you're using banks. Make sure you're using loans or grants if you have access to those. That's another thing that hurt us. We were trying to apply for all of these grants that they were giving out, and what happened was that the government was saying you're not eligible for this money because we're looking for your tax returns, huh?
You hadn't been in business long enough.
Yeah, we're looking for the last 2-3 years of tax returns so that we can see that you're actually making the money. We didn't have any paper trail, so there it was. So now we're stuck. We're not getting any loans, no grants, no anything, because our credit's not in order. Number one, and number two, because we didn't qualify for any of the grants. I think this is my cousin chiming in here. If you don't know what's going on in this world, you never will. I'm not sure what comment she's talking about. If you don't know what's going on in this world, what did I say? I'm not sure. Jessica, if you'd like to clear up your comment, you're more than welcome to chime in at 713-777-9595. Anybody else? I put it up on the screen. If anybody would like to call in, the call-in number is 713-777-9595. That's the call-in number. But yeah, I think she's talking about the pandemic thing. But hey, am I making any sense to you tonight, Tiana?
Absolutely. Definitely. A lot of knowledge here. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If I can save anybody else from making the same mistakes we made, I'm all for it. And I'm glad, we didn't have any mentors, but I'm glad we can be somebody else's mentor.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Like he laying it out to you. You have to, and credit is very important because I just was in a restaurant endeavor, and we were looking at it, like, oh man, we need this and we need that, and the restaurant was fully stocked, had everything we needed, and we were still 150,000 in the hole to open it up. I mean, it had tables, it had chairs, it had everything down to the straws. It had the cups, the plates, the forks. And we still was looking at $150,000 opening. We were looking at each other like, man. So what you got to do is you got to go on down there to the restaurant depot and you got to get them fryers on credit. You got to get that up on credit. And it's not cheap.
Absolutely.
Daiquiri machines are not cheap. So what's better than pure hard cash credit? It's in the same category with other people's money. It's your money you playing with, but you're just playing with time. You see what I'm saying? So so basically that's what you got to look at. You have to start laying everything out and build that spreadsheet and see what this costs and what that costs and what you got to do here. And that's what Malcolm and Lisa are here for. They're gonna point you in the right direction, what you need to do. So you don't go buy 50 machines when you don't need but 3.
Right.
Something to get started, and I'm a firm believer of, I built a couple of businesses, and as you know, we all had one of the same mentors. Hey, I'll open the doors with a crock pot to make money. As long as we're making money, we got something to invest in. You don't have to have everything up front. You don't have to be pretty up front. Hey, as long as it's making money, it's making money. Sis, you know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
You can't allow it to overwhelm you. You just have to pace yourself and, just set your goals one at a time, what you need to do, where you need to be, where you want to be, and go from there. That's what I got to give you for now. That's basically, that's hitting the nail on the head right there. Goals is it. Goals and preparation. Because there's no need of opening and you're not prepared.
Right. No reason to set myself up for failure.
That's right. So all of the successful ones don't sleep. All the successful ones don't sleep.
Right.
I sure don't sleep because success is on the way. It's right at the end of the tunnel. We've been in radio now. This is our 4th year. And, we were trying to juggle both of them. We actually had the radio station inside of the daiquiri shop for, I think about 4 months, if I'm not mistaken, until we found this location that we're in now. We were trying to juggle both, and we were going crazy. Okay, we got 3 shows this week. How are we going to schedule them around? We got customers coming in and out. So we found this little corner in the daiquiri shop and kept on doing our shows, and it worked out okay. We didn't overwhelm ourselves too much with radio. But I said all that to say, like Ken Wayne said moments ago, just plan, plan, plan is the name of the game, and that's what I'm trying to get you to see now. You know, let me give you another example, and of what me and Lisa are talking about not overspending. You have to know the game, or somebody has to teach you the game in every part of life. And a part of the game that someone didn't teach us is the city of Houston. I hope I don't get fined for saying this, but the city of Houston is dirty. They are dirty. They, when it comes down to getting your licensing, they're not going to tell you anything. They're just going to send an inspector out and inspect the place, and they're going to tell you, okay, you're getting fined for this, and this, and you're sitting there going, wait a minute, nobody told me any of this.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all would have told me, normally they tell you what it takes to get in compliance. City of Houston doesn't do that until after they fine you.
Wow.
So, yeah. So let me tell you this story. This was another nightmare that we had. We were installing the exit signs on the front door and the back door, because you always have to have an exit route. If all power goes out, the signs need to stay on so that the customers know where the exit routes are.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to getting inspections. We go to getting estimates all over Houston with the lowest inspection, the lowest installation, and I forgot the terminology, to install the lights and to go and grab the permit or something. Pull the permit and install was $900. $900 for a $10-minute job.
Yeah.
Took this man every bit of 15 minutes to pull the old signs down and put the new signs up. And after we did it, all of our friends just hung their head in shame and said, all y'all had to do was do that yourself and then call the city of Houston out to inspect your place of business. And you're in compliance already. Well, nobody told us that.
Right.
Until after it was over. We didn't have mentors. And that's what we're here for you, to make sure you don't make the same mistake. Go into go and look at different locations. Once you go in, you make sure you take somebody with you. If you have somebody in your family that's a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician, a tech guy for your computers and your TVs, take all of them in there, because you're going to need to make sure, say you have $20,000 to spend on opening up. You don't want to spend the $20,000 and then find out that the wiring is 50 years old and you have to get new wiring. You don't want to find out after you're broke that you don't even have a hot water heater. The last company that was here was washing dishes with cold water. You don't want to find that out after you spent everything like we did. You don't want to find out that there was faulty wiring over the main walk-in cooler and it caused a fire. It sparked a fire like 4 or 6 months after we opened, because some knucklehead got on top of the walk-in cooler, left a wet rag on top of a faulty wire. Now, 6 months later, that rag is rotted dry on top of faulty wire, and it sparked the fire. It's because we closed the refrigerator door, the walk-in door. This kind of stuff is what needs to be looked at. Not only a lot of people, oh, it's a beautiful location, but they don't look at the plumbing, the wiring, all that stuff. Just like, and I'm ashamed of myself a little bit, because my dad taught me this stuff, but he taught it to me on a different level. He taught it to me when you're dealing with a car. Son, when you go and buy a car, especially if it's used. If it's brand new, the concern is not as bad. But when it's a used car, make sure you take somebody with you so that that car could have been in Harvey, could have been flooded in Harvey,
Mhm.
and they dried it out, pumped the engine out, pumped the oil out, whatever they do. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know how they do all that, but they might have just fixed the car and put it back on the lot for sale. Here you come, unbeknownst to you, and buy this car that was flooded up to the rooftop in Harvey. You buy the car, it doesn't last a month because it's got water damage. My dad taught me that kind of stuff when I was growing up. Now, let's talk about restaurants. It's the same thing. Same thing. Just take somebody with you because, like I said, a lot of town boys know, how to wire something or how to cut some wood or carpentry or something. They know some kind of skill, some kind of trade. But
Mhm.
I'm looking at you and you don't look like a town boy.
I'm not.
So please follow this advice and take somebody with you.
Build your
Okay.
team. Build your team.
Yeah.
That's what, build your team. You're gonna need an AC guy. You're gonna need a plumbing guy. You're gonna need those guys. You're gonna need to keep those numbers in that Rolodex because, like we say, credit is everything. If you can call Raul and you know Raul and Raul comes in there and buy a DAC every week, guess what? Raul gonna come fix your ass till next week.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Fix your ass next week. Raul ain't gonna come out there and say, "Well, it's gonna be $800. You can't open up for 3 days until you get the money." And he's gonna say, "Okay, we're gonna keep you going." So that's very important. Also, building a team. Keeping those people close. But the most important thing is getting open. We'll deal with that when
Right.
it comes. We'll still be here when you open up. We'll be at your grand opening, sitting in the corner somewhere. So hey, or out in the parking lot, inviting the people in. So the most important thing that we're here to help you do is get on that right track of getting open.
Okay.
And if anybody's out there in radio land that knows the shortcut of getting a business loan or looking for investors, chime in. That's what we're here for. We're here to connect people, and we'll do that. So we'll keep in touch. We will keep doing that. We'll keep grinding for you as long as you keep grinding for yourself.
Absolutely.
So
And I'm definitely going to do that because this is something that I want. This is a passion, and I'm going to see this through. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but I'm definitely going to see it through.
well, just remember you got people in your corner. Like I said, that's what this platform is for, and we will be there with you, every step of the way. We got to. Malcolm got to come over there and inspect.
Yeah. Honestly, we know what to look for now. We didn't a year and a half ago. We closed down last March, if I'm not mistaken, March 2021. We closed down, but that year that we were getting our location, getting everything moved in, and actually being in operation about 6 to 8 months, I believe, we learned everything we need to know, and we'll never make those mistakes again. And I guarantee you, next time we open, and I hate to say this, but I've heard this my whole life too. You got to pay to play. You got to lose to learn. And I
Mm-hmm.
hate that. I hate
Mm-hmm.
that we had. I hate that we had to lose. We lost about $40,000 of our own money. And then investors came in with 20. That's at least 60, but we spent more than that because even after we went through the 60, we were still coming out of our bank.
Mhm.
Down towards the end when we were about to close the doors, we were broke. With the investment money.
Right.
So now we're coming out of pocket.
Now,
So I know the last 3 months. I know we spent every bit of probably another 7,000 probably in that last 2 months out of our own pocket. And when you're not bringing in any revenue, $7,000 is a whole lot of money.
absolutely.
So
Yes.
let me touch on one more subject. I'm not sure what Ken Wayne. Did you want to touch on something right quick?
No.
Let me touch on this comment that's on the screen that Lisa made at 7:39. Lisa, if you're still on the live, I was not ignoring you. I just wanted to make sure I kept the show in flow. Let me thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank everybody for commenting tonight. If you're on our live feeds, please continue to share the videos worldwide. We want everybody to know what the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour is. The Real Talk 100 Power Radio is all about uplifting, empowering, and encouraging small businesses. There's no crab in the bucket stuff going on at Real Talk 100 Radio. We're going to lift the crabs out of the bucket. We want the crabs to get out of the bucket so they can reach back in and pull the other crabs out. So that's what we're here about on this show. Tonight, please share the video all over the world. And if you're listening on www.realtalk100radio.com, please invite others to watch with you and listen to our radio all day, every day, where we have great music playing. No more further ado, let me get to these next comments. The daiquiri truck. Lisa brought it up earlier. Kenneth Wayne, one of your friends, is on here. He said this on the screen. Kenny is my insurance partner trying to get his attention. He's crapping out. You know William Cooper?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get to Lisa's comment, which was the daiquiri truck. And I heard Kenneth Wayne mention it earlier. This is what Lisa says. Daiquiri truck is a great idea. That was our dream. It's less overhead and it's a headache. Let me tell you exactly what she's saying about this comment. It was our dream. We wanted to have a storefront, and we also wanted to send either me or her or an employee or two. While we're at the store running the store, we wanted a truck down on Galveston Island selling daiquiris right on the sand. But no. They don't allow that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's against
City ordinance.
It's against city ordinance. That's
Wow.
the headache stuff. That's one of the headaches he's talking about. So we said okay, no problem. We'll get around this problem. We'll just go up and down the streets and neighborhoods. No. That's against the rules too. What they want you to do is they want you to get, first of all, you have to have a storefront. We learned that. If you don't have a storefront, and this goes to anybody out there listening who's thinking about selling daiquiris. If you want to sell daiquiris, please don't think you can go and buy a truck and put some machines in it and roll up and down the streets every day. They're taking you to jail. I promise you. That's like bootlegging liquor to them. Okay? What they want you to do is, basically, they want you to spend a lot of money. They want you to get a storefront first. Secondly, after you get the storefront and pass all the city ordinances and get all your permits and certificates, then they allow you to go and get a daiquiri truck. But the catch is, now you have a storefront, now you have your daiquiri truck. The catch is that you have to go to an apartment complex or the HOA of some neighborhood and say, hey, Mr. HOA, Mrs. HOA, I would like to form some kind of partnership with your HOA, your organization, and for every daiquiri I serve, I'm donating $1 to Goodwill or something like that, and they'll allow you to set up in front of your neighborhood or in an apartment complex, on a designated day or every day, whatever. That's the headache Lisa's talking about. We had the whole dream. We're gonna make money here at the shop, and we're gonna send a truck down to Galveston Island. Well, that would have worked only if Galveston would have agreed with that, with their city ordinances, and said, okay, they probably would have asked the questions. Do you have a storefront? Yes, we do, sir. May I see the paperwork? Here you go, sir. Here you go, ma'am. Fine. Everything's in order. All right. But what we noticed we noticed a couple daiquiris we noticed a couple of daiquiri shops in Galveston, but they don't give you prime locations like on the beach where everybody's getting drunk at.
Mm-hmm.
They put you way on the back street somewhere,
Right.
or Walmart somewhere. You see, so they don't make it easy. But we did learn that's what the headache was. Yes, you can make a lot of money. I know some people who specialize in parties. You know, they'll park their daiquiri truck at the storefront. They'll sell daiquiris out of there, and when it's time for a big party, they rent their truck out for a big party. And the party bus, the daiquiri truck sits outside of the party or the wedding reception or whatever. So you can make money. It's just a headache. It's a headache, boy. It's a headache. So that's my advice on that. And I just wanted to touch on that because Lisa put it up on the screen. It is possible. You just have to know how to navigate all the red tape they put up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Most of the show, it was me and Kendra Wayne. It was Lisa on the phone. I want to hear from you right quick. We're already at an hour. Kendra Wayne, you got to go?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna give us until 8:30, between 8:30 and 8:40. But I want to hear some questions from you. I don't want it to be all about us. I want to hear your questions. Did you have any scripted questions for us tonight?
I do not. And a lot of the questions that I did have, you guys have already gone over for me. So I have just more so been jotting notes and making markers so I know what I need to do to, start the process. I don't necessarily have any questions. It's just been a lot of good knowledge and a lot of information for me to take notes on. Definitely, follow the path to the guidelines to make this business successful.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let me give you some more knowledge then. The credit thing. The credit thing what goes a long way. Having good credit helps out when it comes to purchasing your materials to make your product, to make your daiquiris, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Your food, these big food warehouses. If you have 800 credit score, they'll give you $1,500 a week in food. On a what do you call it? A 60 what? A 60. I forgot my terminology, but they give it to you on credit for 60 days. I can't believe I forgot that term. If I sit here long enough, I'll remember it. But they give you credit for 60 days and tell you, Tiana, you don't have to pay for 60 days, but your credit has to be in order.
Mm-hmm.
That's money that you don't have to spend. So you get that food, you get that daiquiri product for 60 days. You got it for free. They don't charge you any interest or anything. But the thing is, when you get this product, you have to start throwing those specials out to make sure you get their money back and you profit at the same time.
Right. Okay.
See, we didn't have credit. We went to them a net 60. That's what you call it. They have a net 30, a net 60. It's called a net 30, net 60. Some of them have a net 45. It just depends on which company. And what that means is you can get product on credit. You can go like we had a liquor store too. 3 years, almost 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago, and they would allow us to call them and say, "Hey, we're low on Hennessy. We already got our truck, but we're out of Hennessy." And they say, "Okay, no problem. Y'all's credit's good," because COVID wasn't here yet. Our credit was good then.
Mm-hmm.
So the liquor distributors would say, "Hey, here's $600 worth of Hennessy. That's $3,000 worth of liquor,
Yeah.
So we'd make their money and make our profit. And but so you need good credit. That I just had to bounce back to good credit when it comes to opening a daiquiri shop because it'll help you. Like I touched on earlier. Other OPM. What does OPM mean, Tiana?
Other people's money.
There you go. And when you say it's a slow month, it's a slow month. You call the liquor distributor. You call the food distributor. You say, look, I'm out of chicken wings. Look, I'm out of hurricane. I'm out of margarita. And I haven't made but X amount of dollars. I'll say, okay, no problem, Tiana, no problem, Miss Tiana. We're gonna send you. They'll give you a window, a ceiling. They're not gonna give you $20,000 worth of stuff, but they'll give you enough. They might look at the financials, they might not, because what happens is most of the representatives know how much money you're making because they know what you order every week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to asking for 200 gallons of margarita, and the representative says, but she don't sell, but 100 gallons a week. What is she ordering 200 gallons for? You see what I'm saying? So they'll give you what they know you can sell.
Right.
No problem. Okay, with good credit.
Okay.
So I wanted to touch on credit again for a second. And make sure that I reiterate that to everybody that owns a small business. We learned the hard way. Here's what we thought, Tiana. We thought that our hustle game was so strong that we could just pull our boots up by the straps and make money. I'm from the streets. And that's how it is in the hood. You go get it. You go get it.
Mm-hmm.
But in business, we couldn't muscle past COVID. In the streets, you probably couldn't muscle past COVID. Because
Right.
people laying up in the house and
smoke.
they smoke or shooting or whatever. So they're looking for somebody in the streets that has what they need.
Right.
Let me censor us again. We can't get too far off in the streets, but you get my point, right?
I do. I'm following you.
So I started being silly with Ken Wayne, and I forgot where I was going. We thought we could power through because our hustle game was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in business, if you don't have credit and you don't have people in the right places, you can't muscle through. If it goes slow, if your revenue stops cold turkey, and we had a show on that last week. What do you do if your revenue stops cold turkey? Well, back in the game when I was 19 or 20, I would just call my homeboy, ring, ring, ring. Hey man, it got kind of slow over here. Can you bring me something that I can come up on? Well, that's what I just said. You have to know somebody or have good credit, and it's the same thing from the streets to the suites.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to call somebody. If your credit is not all there, you should have somebody in place that can say, hey, I can make $20,000 in June to pay you back, but I need a loan or something like that. If you can't go to somebody with that, you got to have good credit so that you can go to a bank and say, hey, look, COVID hit me out of the blue, and I'm not going to survive another 6 months, Mr. Banker. Please give me $100,000, or I'm going belly up. I'm going to close in less than 6 months, and that's what we could not do to save us because our credit wasn't there. All right, so I can't harp on credit enough. Is there something else we should tell you?
Credit at the top of your paper for the start by.
I was going to say, I have 3 stars by credit. So, yes, definitely going to work on that one.
And most investors, that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at your business plan and what you've done before. A lot of people are not going to just give you money. And, because the name of the game is making money.
Mm-hmm.
So if they see why they can't make money, you're not an asset to them. You have to be an asset to them. So, that's what I'm saying. You got to be strong. You got to know how to walk the walk and talk the talk. You may not have, like it's like taking a job interview. You go on a job interview and don't know nothing about the job, but you just studied everything that the job does. And Mr. So-and-so, I did this and I did that and I did, and you just lying.
And then you get out there on the floor and can't participate. You can't do the job.
Exactly. But hey, we smart enough to pick up on it. So that's what I'm saying. Hope we haven't said anything negative to kind of deter you away a
No,
little bit.
no, I'm still here, and like I said, this is a passion, so I'm definitely gonna, follow my dreams, and I mean, it's just nowhere but the top from here.
Patience, patience, my dear, patience.
Patience is a virtue.
That's right. That's right.
It's not gonna happen overnight. It may not happen in a couple months, but I'm definitely gonna make it happen.
Yo, Black Lives Matter.
I'm glad you said it. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
This boy here is bringing a little entrepreneur to work today. And he just dying to say something on the microphone. So,
Okay, we brought little Kenneth Wayne's son tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, sir.
What's your name? Aiden Blue.
Yes.
Are you gonna grow up one day and be an entrepreneur like your dad
Yes,
and your
sir.
mom?
Yes, sir.
What if you owned a business? What would it be? I know you're too young to think about it, but think about it right quick. I'll give you like 10 seconds to think about it. If you owned your own business, what would it be? What would you want to sell, or what would you want to do?
I'll probably sell like pets or something. Yeah, pets.
Come on the camera for me. Come on the camera for me so the listening audience can see you. There you go. You'd probably sell pets.
Yeah,
What kind of pets? Like dogs or something, or horses, or
pit bulls.
pit bulls? I'm gonna tell you this: the money's in horses, man. That's where the money is. If you want to sell an animal, the money's in horses. Pit bulls, you might be able to get what, Ken Wayne, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500 at the most.
you can get 10,000 for a horse.
You can get $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for a horse.
Well, yeah, I'd rather sell a horse. Yeah.
That's enough.
I thought I could win you over with selling them horses. Well, thank you for coming tonight, Aiden Blue.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming tonight, man. I hope to see you successful with your dad one day.
Thank you.
All right, Ken Wayne. Anything else you'd like to touch on tonight? As far as opening, before you kick off, to our listening audience tonight, we are talking about helping our guest tonight. Her name is Tiana, the beautiful young lady on the screen. She is wanting to open up a daiquiri shop, and she came on the show tonight to make sure that we gave her knowledge as it pertains to opening up a shop. We don't want any small business owner to go in with their eyes closed. We don't want any small business owner to open up a shop and not have a mentor. We don't know everything, but we know about daiquiri shops. We know about radio stations. And so anybody out there that wants to open up a radio station, we're still in growing pains right now with our station. But we learned from working at another station, and we're learning from running our own, and we also learned from running a daiquiri shop. Everything not to do, and everything to do the second time around. So that's what the show is about tonight. The show is a Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. This show comes on once a week, every Tuesday night from approximately 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we often go over because we love discussing small business. So if you would like to discuss your small business and create awareness about your business or your aspirations to be a business owner, all you have to do is text POWER to 936-333-1969. That's text POWER to 936-333-1969. Tonight, we're uplifting, encouraging, and empowering Miss Tiana and her dreams and aspirations of opening her own daiquiri shop. We hope we have encouraged her. We hope we have empowered her. We hope we have uplifted her. As we get ready to start closing the show, I want to hand the microphone over to Kenneth Wayne. Y'all, please continue sharing the video for us. And please, thank you so much. for listening to us at www.realtalk100radio.com.
One important thing we forgot to ask you, Tiana. What is your daiquiri shop's name?
Your favorite daiquiri shop.
Your favorite daiquiri shop. Hey, that's a catch. Because one important thing is you have to have a catchy name. You have to have an eye-catching name. So, that's pretty good, And we went this whole show without asking you that. You should have. Tiana, I'm the owner of, because you all own it. If you got that DBA and EIN number, it's your business. Nobody else's but yours. So,
Yes.
anything you want to say before I close? Anything you want to say to the people out there in Radio Land, Instagram, Facebook? We live on all of them. Anything that you want to say, you put yourself out there, and you are welcome to come back here anytime you want to. We'd love to have you in studio. When we understand your schedule's kind of busy, but one of those days we would love to have you in studio and let us know where you are and where you at in your dream. And and like I said, if you run across anybody that we can help you or anything like that, we feel free to send them your number.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I want to thank everyone for having me. I definitely got a lot of knowledge and information here today. And once again, thank you, everyone.
I know we're closing right now, but I would like to touch on one more subject, and I promise not to take too long. The subject is, I won't bring up your location right now, because what will happen is somebody will steal your area. Okay?
Yes.
So I'll keep that to myself. But my question, Ken Wayne touched on something earlier, and that was, I can't remember your exact words, but he said something to the nature of overwhelming yourself with food and daiquiris.
I asked her what was she going to do, what you going to do, as far as having a plan. You have to solidify yourself on what you're going to do, what you're going to focus on. And I think right now, from listening to what she's saying, it's basically going to be daiquiris to start. But, that's basically what I was touching on. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with doing too much, trying to keep up with everybody else.
Okay, that's what you said. And okay, that's what I wanted to touch on tonight. What were you? Were you in agreement with Ken Wayne? You're just gonna stick to daiquiris and then grow into food, or you're gonna open up with both?
No, I want to stick with daiquiris more so for now, and then grow into appetizers. I'm not going to, do a full menu or anything of that nature, but I would like to have little bite-size and snack items on the menu.
Oh, good idea. That's another problem we had. Lisa's a cook, and she's very good at it. So she brought in a couple cooks to help her. But it was still too much,
Yeah.
It was, we didn't have a reliable staff. That's something else we didn't touch on tonight. You gotta have a reliable staff, because, your husband or your boyfriend, I'm not sure if you're married or attached or whatever, but whoever might want to take, a quick 3-day trip. Let's go to corporate. So let's fly to Las Vegas or something. Or while you're away, you need a reliable staff, because
Absolutely.
what happened? Yeah, you need a field general to stay there and run it like you would, because what happened to us? Because what happened to us is we didn't have that. We had, you know how they say when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yes.
That's what happened to us.
Give away your whole kitchen.
And they did. And they did. It was terrible. So that's something else we didn't touch on tonight. You have to have a reliable staff. And how do you do that? And you're by yourself. Our second time around, I talked to Lisa already. Our second time around, I think we're going to utilize the service of a management company. Call them in, and let them run it with your rules. It's your rules.
Right.
They're just running it in a professional manner. Okay, that we've talked about it, and she doesn't want to let go of that control. But I'm telling her, hey, we already learned one time. We got to relieve some of the pressure off us some kind of way, you know. And Tiana, we were there every day for a year straight with no pay from approximately 11 o'clock in the morning to about 12 midnight every day.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So a management team in there working it for us. You got to work harder. You got to work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the second time around, that is exactly what we're gonna do. Work smarter. So I'm giving you all my jewels today. Uh, Consider a management team. It might be too expensive, but if you have the proper funding in place, you should be fine. And then last but not least, as I touched on already, we made the mistake and we went all out. We went all out. We wanted a full menu, you know, specialty hamburgers and loaded fries and chicken wings. We spent, I know, every bit of $2,500 on food,
Wow.
and we hadn't even sold anything yet. You know, so how do we know we're going to sell all this food? And guess what happened? We ended up wasting a whole lot of food because nobody knew. Even though we promoted all over the place, nobody knew what our food. You know how people are. They're gonna order. They're gonna order McDonald's every day because they know what McDonald's tastes like.
Exactly.
They're not gonna cheap, and it's cheap. They're not gonna come to us just because we're the new kid on the block. So here we are with $2,500 worth of food on opening day, and couldn't sell. But I think we might have made $2,000 back, but you already know how the game goes. We should have made $5,000.
Right, after that 25. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I dare say we made $2,000 off that food, and we did pretty good on daiquiris. So my point is, open up with daiquiris, and just slowly introduce your appetizers or your foods. The longer you stay open, I think that's all I wanted to add tonight. Is those last 2 points. I don't want to hold everybody up. I do hope we helped you tonight.
Absolutely.
Awesome. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, we're going to close it down. But like we say, stay in touch with us. We will stay in touch with you.
I sure will.
We'll do whatever we do. And what we would like for you to do is spread us out. Let other people know what we're here doing. Like us. We invite you to tune in with us and comment in on, because we do have different guests. So everybody here, we just want you to just keep it going. We're going to keep it going. We're going to try to get this thing as big as we can.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of people out there doing this, and my vision is to get this thing big to where we can get big people coming in here. We can get investors coming in here to talk to people, to do money-wise, the money marketers, what to do to get along. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're working toward. And we got to start somewhere. So the bottom is the best place to start and work our way up. So, we all here together. We're going to grow together. And basically, that's what we're looking for. So, we don't ask anybody for anything, just sitting in his chair, but to give some knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's why it's the power hour.
And I'll definitely be tuning in every Tuesday.
Bye, Tiana.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Ken Wayne. Thank you, Aiden, coming through tonight and kicking it with us. Thank you for everybody who is on our website at www.realtalk100radio.com. Please tune in every day on the website. Every day we've got anything from old school rap to Southern soul to country. Even we just got into country this past week because we want the entire community tuned in to Real Talk 100 Radio. We want to cater to all of you, from country lovers to rock lovers to R&B lovers to Southern soul and Zydeco, all the way to rap lovers. We play rap music all night long. We want to cater to the music industry. We want to cater to the music lovers. We want to cater to the business world. And that's what we did tonight on the Real Talk 100 Power Hour. On Real Talk 100 Radio, we've been with Tiana. Her aspirations are to own her own daiquiri shop. If you missed the interview tonight, please rewind, watch it on rewind. You'll hear all the knowledge, all the uplifting and encouraging, empowering we did with her tonight. Once again, and in closing, if you would like to create awareness about your business or your aspirations, all you have to do is text POWER to 936-333-1969. We're at a close to our show tonight, but tune in next Tuesday night, every Tuesday night, from approximately 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And as you see, we always go. So if you tune in late, we'll still be on now, most likely. We'll see y'all next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
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 Have a good day.